sell, but I would say the most popular, with hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of thousands sold, is the Brella Shade pop-up window shade. Why? Everybody needs one, right? We all drive a car, most of us do, right? And we all have to deal with that piercing, hot sunshine when spring turns into summer, and even in through fall, right? And even in the wintertime, right? Because the sun's rays go right through. It doesn't matter if it's cold outside. They go right through your car. They pretty much denigrate all the interior of your car. Not only that, it's dangerous because your car gets so super hot. I mean, literally, your car becomes an oven. The Brella Shade is an instant solution to that because it instantly pops up. You place it easily right inside your car. And it's, by the way, it's been updated. It used to have a little handle, and now it has the pulley, so nothing is blocked. It doesn't hit your steering wheel. It doesn't hit the dashboard. It is the best quality construction. It is one of our longest running products here at HSN as well, because normally, you know, things are on 2 or 3 years, you're doing well. This has been on year after year after year. Right here, it looks like nothing. You're like, well, it's just a little nothing. Right, that's intentional. We want it to be compact. We want it to be portable, right? We don't want to have to take one of those, you know, the things you got to fold? You know the ones I'm talking about, the ones you always swear because you can't get the thing to go back into its original position. Well, this one is basically like an umbrella. It pops up, it pops down. I have colors available. It comes in tan, it comes in red, it comes in blue, and it comes in black. It comes with a little pleather case, and all you do is pop it right under the seat or in between the seats, and you're good to go. And here's the best part. It can lower the temperature inside your car by up to 30 degrees. That is like the difference between 90 degrees and 120 degrees, or 93 and 123. You need this. Stop getting into an oven every time you get into your car. Lou Caputo.
Hi, how are you,
buddy? I love presenting this because you know what? It's simple.
Yeah.
It's smart.
Yep.
The design is amazing.
It's the whole thing right there.
And everybody needs one, like I said.
Yeah, no, I mean, and basically, if you know how to work an umbrella, you can work the Brella Shade.
Easy.
That's the genius behind this. And the thing I tell people, too, with this is it's going to be the best window shade that you've ever used. You know why? Because it's the one you're actually going to use. I've got plenty of them that I bought before that I thought were clever, and I just get tired of trying to fold them or taking the time. Watch this. So this one, obviously I didn't fold this up neatly because this is real world right here. This is how I keep mine in the little cup on the side of my door there, okay? The little holder on the side of the door. All you gotta do is take off the hook and loop fastener right there. It's gonna fall open. There's a little string right here that you just pull this and it opens it up. I mean, it's that simple. Now, the part that most people get upset with is how long it takes to fold up most of their window shades, right? Watch this one. That's it. Press the button and it folds down. Pull, it opens, press the button, it folds down, and you're ready to go. It's that easy and it's that quick to use this.
And what you have is on one side, you have the reflective silver coat.
Exactly.
Right? So that's gonna
reflect the sun, the
reflect,
UV rays,
thank you, Lou.
all of that.
Yeah,
You're welcome, man.
It's gonna bounce off there.
Exactly.
And by the way, they intentionally made it a little extra large with little flaps.
Yep.
And they did that, Lou, so it can fit anything.
It'll fit in my full-size pickup truck. It'll fit in my wife Kelly's Jeep, which has a tiny windshield, okay?
Right.
The same exact one. It's 57 inches across, so that's gonna fit the biggest windshields that are out there. The other thing is that this silver, it's not like a lot of the ones that are on the market that are basically tinfoil, you know, on a piece of cardboard,
right.
Okay? This is actually nylon infused with titanium, and that's why it will keep that temperature down 30 degrees. That's why it blocks 99% of the ultraviolet rays. Take a look at this here with a thermal camera, and you can see right away, obviously, anything hot's gonna be orange, yellow, and red, right? And all the cool stuff is in the blues and the greens. Look at the difference between those
crazy.
two. Isn't that nuts?
Yeah.
And how many times, especially us here in Florida, how many times have you got into a car that didn't have a a shade up in the window, and you sat on a seat and started doing the dance?
Well,
you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, and you know, you and I are old enough, not to put you or me down, but you and I are old enough to remember when many cars had fabric seats.
Oh, yeah.
None of them have fabric seats.
No, it's all like vinyl
leather,
or leather or,
right?
yeah.
It's all shiny. And I don't know if you come to Florida and you go to the beach, and if you sit your backside down on a hot seat,
Oh, yeah.
you are bouncing out of that car
It's a
in
different
2
kind of
seconds.
hot.
Not only that, we waste money because what do? Like I have one of those cars where you can start the engine ahead of time before you get in it.
Yeah, me too.
And you'll do it because the car is so hot.
But let it run for like 10 or 15 minutes and burn gas.
Totally.
Burning gas. And that's the thing. If you could get in there and it's 30 degrees cooler to begin with, how much more comfortable is that going to be? How much fuel are you going to save over a long period of time? Here's the other thing, too, and our director, Rebecca, just pointed this out to me. When you get into a hot car and you're wearing a pair of shorts, you start doing, she calls it the booty scoot. You're booty scooting when you get into a car like that.
Yeah.
That's not going to happen with the Brella Shade. Now, here's the other thing, too. I'm going to show you.
And you say a bad word.
What?
You're always, when you get in your car and you sit on
and you
it,
say a bad word.
you're
Yeah,
like,
yeah, yeah.
what the? And
Yeah,
you're
yeah,
like,
yeah.
oh my God, and you got to bounce out of that seat.
There's going to be cussing, not
Yeah.
with the Brella Shade.
Right.
So take a look at this, though. So this is one of those
Look at
sunscreens that we were talking
How
about.
many
Now,
of you have that?
yeah, where it's tin foil on one side, basically, and you've got to figure out, you got to fold this up every time you get out of your car and somehow stow this giant thing in your vehicle. Here's the other thing, Guy, and this is one, my wife pointed this out to me. If you've got, like, you know, short arms or normal size arms, I can't reach the far end of my windshield in my pickup truck, okay? So what happens if I got something like this? There's no way I'm getting that in there, and it's not gonna fit exactly. With the Brella Shade, watch this, and this is one of the things I love about this. When you open this up, it has this frame on the inside right here, okay? Now, I want you to notice something. There are some metal bars in here, but most of this is fiberglass. And the reason they do that is what you were talking about earlier, that it flexes.
Yeah, it's gotta be
when
flexible.
I put it. But here's the other thing. I have this in one hand. Notice how it's rigid, how I can move this around anywhere I want to. So I'm not struggling, all right, to put this in place. One more thing, too. Notice this black strip right here? You know what that really is? Hook and loop. So when I put this in my vehicle, if I've got a rear view mirror that I got to get around, just open that up. It fits right in there. Couldn't be any easier, but bam. And then when we're done with everything, we press the button, boom. But thought of everything.
We are very busy. I knew this would take 3 or 4 minutes, and then everybody's like, I got to get one of those for summer.
Yeah.
Black is the most popular. I have it in blue, I have it in red, and I also have it in the beige color. And remember, each one of these comes with a little sleeve. So if you want to be neat and tidy, you can just pop it in the sleeve, just like that. And then that just goes right in between the seats or underneath the car seat in front of you. You pop it out when you need it. I'm not going to open this one up because Lou already has one done. But I wanted you to show you how easy it is. Now, you have a choice. If you want, you can do this.
Yeah.
Or you can do the one Lou just showed you.
Oh, that one. Or
here's the one that I bet 90% of you have tried. And it's very frustrating. There's a lot of bad words said about this one.
Watch these. So the other day, I actually hit myself in the face with one of these on the air.
The idea is a good idea.
Yeah, it's a good idea, but first of all, it's 2 separate pieces.
Right.
So what I found is there's always a gap somewhere, okay? And then the other thing is these things, if you've never tried to fold one of these can be like quite the thing, and then if it's not folded properly, it just pops open again anyway, okay? And so I stopped using anything like this. I had one guy that I actually paid to have its laser cut for my windshield, for my very, very specific model of truck that I drive, right? Laser cut. I paid over $100 for it, okay? I used it maybe for a week.
Yeah.
Maybe for a week. And I
did
just
the
got
same.
tired of it.
I did the same with my new car. I ordered one.
Yeah.
I was like, what a waste of money.
You will use this every time you get in your vehicle and every time you get out of vehicle. Why? Because it's easy. It's simple to use. You know, I find that the best products that I use all the time are the easiest ones, the ones that are more convenient for me.
I've read a couple of reviews on this, and there are people that will go to the grocery store, and when they're traveling, if their groceries are in the back, they will use this to shade the groceries. So that the sun won't affect them as well. So you can use it in the back seat, front seat, side seat, whatever.
You could totally put it.
Even if you're at the beach and you're like, I just need a little bit of shade. It's big enough to be able to get, or if you got pets or things like that, right?
I'm glad you actually said that because that's something that I actually forgot about this. You can use this as a personal sunbrella too if you want to. If you want to take this out with you like a parasol almost, if you're at a golf course, if you're at one of the kids' games or
I'd like
event.
to see you walking at a golf course with your little parasol.
Look at that. With my parasol.
You know what? We're joking, but we're not. Because let me tell you.
Look at the difference.
Danny was just at the...
Look at the light on my face.
Danny was just at that golf tournament in Florida.
I
forgot
Valspar.
Yeah, he was at Valspar, and he was like, Dad, a couple of times we were dying out there. There was no shade. Because unless you got all the money in the world and you're in a beautiful area, you need something like that. And that's where the size of it is so convenient because this is all you're carrying, all right? If you want, you could even bring this to, like we say, bring it to the parks. Right? Bring it anywhere you go. Bring it to the beach. We are very, very busy. This is tan. I have it in red.
Yep.
I have it in blue. And then Lou has it over there in black.
And there's the black one. You know, so you want to hear something funny? I don't know why I just thought about this, but when I was out in Arizona with Jay King and we were doing his shows from out there, okay?
You know, I lived out there.
You know what the sun's like. That's why I'm telling you this. You know what the sun's like in Arizona. One thing I didn't think about when we were out there, I made sure my cell phone had my GPS on it, had my maps, I had all that stuff. I didn't bring a sunshade. So the first day we go out there, we get in that car, and my wife, Kelly, was with me, and she was like, whoa! You know what I mean? Getting out of the seat.
When I moved there,
You can travel
I didn't
with
think
this.
about it either, but even when you rent a car,
Yeah.
the rent-a-cars usually have one of these in there, like you have to, because they don't want
Mine
you to,
didn't.
because it'll ruin the interior
Yeah.
of the car.
Oh, sure.
It's funny, because I moved out there, and I remember it was my, when I was married, it was my father-in-law, and he's like, and he was an old Irish guy. He was like, "Oh, you gotta make sure you get yourself a sunshade, boy." And I'm like, "Why?" He goes, "You will fry."
No, and he was
I mean,
100%
literally
accurate.
by 10 o'clock, it was over 100 degrees already.
Oh, yeah. No,
was
it's
terrible.
insane. Well,
Yeah.
and here's the other thing, too. Sometimes people think, like, in the wintertime, the fall, you don't need to worry about the sun, okay? It may not feel hot, but the ultraviolet rays are still doing their thing. So what does that mean? It means it's destroying your dashboard. It's destroying the seats. Even the steering wheels can get damaged, okay, just from those ultraviolet rays from the sun. So if I said to you, look, all you got to do is this, and you can protect your dashboard, you can protect your seats, you can protect everything in your vehicle, okay, why wouldn't you do that? 99% of the ultraviolet rays are blocked by the Brella Shade. 99%. And then that 30-degree temperature difference, mostly that's for you, okay? But that ultraviolet, that's damaging your car. And it's the second most, I guarantee it's the second most expensive thing that you own.
You know what? The value of this is crazy when you think about it. It's basically it's $20.
Come on.
And I will guarantee you're probably spending that every summer trying to get your air conditioning started up ahead of time so
sure.
your car will cool off.
It's
You
just
all
in the
do
fuel.
it. And also, we don't even talk about the fact that it provides a little extra security. Nobody can look through the front of your car.
That is an excellent
Because a
point.
lot of people will tint their windows on the side.
It's
and they're
illegal to
dark.
tint your windshield.
Right.
So you can put this up there.
So if you've got a computer, if you have a
Yeah.
phone, if you
Block
have
it.
if you got your checkbook
Nobody
in
can
there,
see.
nobody can see through. And I always like that as well. I think, you know what's safety, security.
Yeah.
If you got kids, if you have pets, you can't leave them in the car. We know that anyway, but you also don't want to put them in a super hot car.
You know what? I like what you said earlier about putting it in the back window, too.
For your
Because
groceries.
this, I mean, honestly, this is made so that if you want, or like, you know, if you're parking at the airport and your car's not in the garage, but it's outside somewhere, and
point.
it's going to be there for like a week, you know what I mean? Boom. Put this, get two of them. Put one in the back, but you need one for every car. I'm telling you that now.
All right, over 600 just sold in the last 5 minutes. So
Wow.
if you want it, and you can see how many are going at a clip. So we are very, very busy. Use express ordering. And by the way, if you want to get this for free, get a brand new HSN credit card. We'll give you $25 today.
Sweet.
$25. It'll cover this. It'll cover the tax.
Wow.
It'll even it'll cover this and the shipping, which is really good. So you can grab that as well. Lou, thanks for coming
You're
in.
welcome, buddy. Good seeing
to
you.
see you, pal.
Yep.
Hey, coming up in just a bit, legendary, my buddy, Curtis Stone is going to be joining Emily and I, and he has got his brand new Today Special. It's a brand new